For nearly 1,000 years, firearms have transformed warfare, hunting, law enforcement, and even the course of history itself. From a simple bamboo tube filled with gunpowder to today's precision-engineered rifles, the evolution of guns is a story of science, engineering, and human innovation. But how did we get here? Who invented the first gun? How did early firearms work? And how did they evolve into the modern weapons we know today? Let's travel through history and discover the remarkable evolution of firearms. Long before firearms existed, wars were fought using bows, arrows, swords, spears, and crossbows. These weapons relied entirely on human strength or mechanical energy. Although effective, they had one major limitation. Their power depended largely on the skill and physical ability of the person using them. Everything changed with one revolutionary invention: gunpowder. Around the 9th century, Chinese alchemists searching for an elixir of immortality accidentally discovered something entirely different. By mixing charcoal, sulfur, and saltpeter, they created gunpowder. At first, it was used mainly for fireworks and signaling. But it wasn't long before people realized its enormous military potential. Gunpowder could propel objects at incredible speed. This discovery would eventually change warfare forever. The earliest firearms appeared in China during the 13th century. Known as hand cannons, they were little more than metal tubes attached to wooden poles. Gunpowder and a metal ball were loaded from the front. A burning fuse ignited the powder. The expanding gases launched the projectile forward. These early weapons were slow to reload and often inaccurate. But they introduced a completely new concept: using explosive force instead of muscle power. As firearms spread across Asia, the Middle East, and Europe, inventors sought to make them more reliable. The matchlock mechanism was one of the first major improvements. Instead of holding a burning stick by hand, the gun used a mechanical arm carrying a slow-burning match cord. Pulling the trigger lowered the burning cord into a small pan of gunpowder. Simple. But it worked. Later came the flintlock. Instead of a burning cord, a piece of flint struck steel, creating sparks that ignited the powder. This made firearms faster, safer, and more dependable. Flintlock muskets became the dominant military firearm for more than 2 centuries. One of the greatest advances in firearm accuracy came from inside the barrel. Early guns had smooth barrels. As the bullet traveled, it often tumbled unpredictably. Engineers discovered that carving spiral grooves inside the barrel caused the bullet to spin. A spinning bullet remains much more stable. This innovation, called rifling, dramatically increased accuracy and effective range. The Industrial Revolution transformed firearm manufacturing. Instead of being handcrafted one at a time, firearms could now be produced using standardized, interchangeable parts. Repairs became easier. Production became faster. Costs decreased. Around this time, metallic cartridges combined the bullet, gunpowder, and primer into one compact unit. Loading became much quicker and far more reliable than the older muzzle loading systems. Firearms were entering the modern age. By the late 19th and early 20th centuries, engineers developed firearms capable of automatically preparing the next round after each shot. Instead of manually reloading after every shot, part of the energy produced during firing operated the internal mechanism. This greatly increased the speed at which successive shots could be fired. These innovations changed military tactics and influenced many of the firearms used throughout the 20th century. Modern firearms benefit from more than a century of engineering improvements. Advanced alloys, corrosion-resistant materials, lightweight polymers, precision machining, and optical sights have made today's firearms more durable, consistent, and reliable than ever before. In many countries, firearms serve a variety of lawful purposes, including sport shooting, hunting, law enforcement, and military service, with regulations differing widely around the world. The technology continues to evolve, but the basic principle remains remarkably similar to the earliest hand cannons. A controlled explosion propels a projectile through a barrel. From a simple metal tube powered by black powder to today's precisely engineered firearms. The history of guns is also a history of chemistry, metallurgy, mechanical engineering, and industrial innovation. These inventions reshaped warfare, influenced the rise and fall of nations, and accelerated advances in manufacturing technology. Whether viewed through the lens of history, engineering, or science, firearms represent one of humanity's most influential technological developments. Understanding their evolution helps us better understand the world they helped shape. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this journey through the history of engineering and technology, don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us for more fascinating stories about how the world works. Until next time, keep exploring.